that, especially those candidates who have been retained. We also have in the studio this evening from the CRM, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party, is one who has been very fervent here in the southwest region. At a certain point, he attempted to be mayor on the CRM ticket here in Boya. I'm talking about Cyril Njomo. Cyril, you're welcome.
Thank you, Jude. Good evening to Mr. Ntifo. That I'm meeting again after a long time. It's always a pleasure. I've almost been missing his smile. But it's always an honor to know that he has stood fast in this political arena where so many people prefer to play double standard. He's one of those leaders that we really hope that the future of this country should give him a chance to serve so that people can benefit from his abundance of skills, but equally of ambition. I want to equally greet viewers. They are counting themselves these days in hundreds of thousands, and equally congratulate the management of DMRE TV for their assiduous work. They came up some 3 years ago, and today they are one of the leading platforms in the Southwest. And to political friends of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, to our divisional boss, Mr. Kemonye Emmanuel, the regional secretary, Mr. Emmanuel Likenye, to peace-loving people of Boya, of Southwest, and wherever you are following the program. I would like to say the MRC candidacy was with hope when the 13th name was published. And it's a strategy that the 43 years ruling regime is using to discourage Kamto supporters, because if for the past 7 years you've been in Cameroon following political activities, you will have noticed that even the ruling party does not match the level of popularity that Professor Maurice Kamto and the MRC has, being it at the level of enrolling people on the electoral register or even denouncing government abuses on the state funds management. So this has put Professor Kamto at a limelight. You just have to take 2 instances to learn. His meeting of May the 31st in Paris, then 8 days after, when he announced his return in Cameroon, the authority of Vuri thought it that they don't want to see the same mammal crowd. They had the hideous idea to call for should I say a blackout day. Unfortunately for the people, decided that very day to go out for march past, and the picture that so many had that day has further convinced them why they should even take interest in this 2025 polls. So here seated, I came because I want to tell you that no hope is lost, because nobody ever told you that it was easy. When they say politics, it means politicking. You have to blow your adversary until you get rid of him. So the CPGM is actually exercising what is expected of them. Unfortunately, for people who have served for long without result, they will have really thought of trying something else or some other person.
I take it back to your words. You have to blow your adversary until you get through. When you talk about blowing your adversary, the ideologies of your political party, what are the methodologies of blowing your adversary?
Of course, we have, our slogan is peaceful change. We only think of change through the ballot.
And now, do you think you've been peaceful?
now you have to understand one thing in your family. When you have been ruled by a regime like that of Biya that give leniency, a kind of leniency to people, because they know it's only through that leniency that they control their fate. If you are coming up, you must tell the people that the ramification around achieving development is not through merciful approach. So the regime condemns MRC because our communication style is aggressive
and radical.
Yes. No, you might like to add radical. I stay with my word aggressive, because that is the only language a dictatorial regime can understand. So many Cameroonians are fanatic of what's happening in Burkina Faso. I have seen so many telling me that the only reason why they are hopeful this year is because of Ibrahim Traoré. But if they tell them what it takes to live in Burkina Faso these days, there's what they call civic work. That every day or once a week, whosoever you are, you must give 2 hours of civic duty. And it consists of what? They are building roads. So if you don't have the resources to give for cement, you can at least dedicate 2 hours to go and help do the pavement. And that is how they bring development. When you see the posture of Professor Kamto or even mine on this platform, nobody doubt that if I take the council of Boya, people will start doing sport here every morning, whether they like it or not. So there's a level of sacrifice that we must assume, and it's not when we get to power. Yeah, because there is this lies people are telling themselves that when they get to power they will change. No, they won't. And you just have to see this regime in place. Bia was a very docile man in the days. That's even the more reason why Aijo chose him. But see, 43 years after where he has left the country, everybody is striving to be better than Bia. Nobody wants to make a reference point to Bia because they think it's a failed regime. Meanwhile, in the regime, they are very smart people. No, don't doubt. You just have to see the level of ingenuity they have to maintain power, to know that these guys are very smart.
Can the MRC that you belong to at a certain point feel that those guys who are geniuses within the CPDM can really lead this country? If that possibility comes up where maybe Bia is not the candidate, will it soften your ground?
Listen, we didn't get into politics to accompany others. Yeah, our destiny is within our reach. And Professor Maurice Kamto quote this day is even the very essence why we shouldn't sleep anymore. He said, once you discover your purpose in this life, nobody should stop you from achieving it. And know that life does not depend on you. You can be snatched down by a car. Will you accept to die without fulfilling your mission? That is a question. So when I read that comment, I told myself, God, you can take me today, and I've been telling you this. When you have, I think in our country is a chance to live your purpose. Meaning every day you do what gratify your existence. You only think of giving people hope. You only think of helping people to solve their problem. 90% of people living around my neighborhood, around me every day, their only problem is that they don't know how to use their time. They waste their time on things that are not necessary, and before you know, they don't have the resources to match up with their expectation. And expectation will not wait. But if you are living your purpose, where do you take time to be wasting when you know the country is under reconstruction? So the smart guys in the government, Kamto was one of the smartest also, don't forget. So he made a choice to leave the wagon and think another way, because he discovered that these guys are conservative.
He left the wagon in 2020.
No, 2011.
Oh, you mean the CPDM regime?
Yes.
He left the government.
Yes.
In 2011.
Yes.
And then got into CRM.
Created the party in 2000. Was co-opted
into the party.
Yes.
At a certain point, because the party had existed a few months before he came in.
Right.
And before the 2018 presidential elections of October 7.
Yes.
He was a very powerful force.
Yes.
At that election, he came second.
Yes.
According to official statistics. But within 2018 to 2020, Yupo called him President Eliu, and it went into him. I want to say this. In 2020, Yupo had a hold up that he's accused of today, that he permitted 2018 to stand for the election to 2020, when those of you of the grassroots politicians of the party would have emerged and sworn the councils, given that you were second, so that by now this 2025 would have been talking, those of you at the level of the grassroots, the Ndokis and the others who left, they would have been the ones to build the party. But he has failed. He failed in the past. I don't want us to judge much of the past. People say he failed.
Why do you
saying?
Like,
yes, let me change that. People say he failed because he went for the elections, and in 2020 he did not leave you people go for the election. Now the electoral code, this one I'm holding here, is what Kamto said he wanted to advocate for a review. To date, this thing has not been reviewed. Yet 2025, he's going in for the elections. Now, CRM has been rejected. He went in for Manidem. Manidem has been rejected again. The case will go to the Constitutional Council, as we hear. But when you look at Kamto's journey from that 2011 to date, do you think that your party chairman is so honest to Cameroonians?
Honesty is not part of politics.
Honesty is not part of politics.
Honesty is not part of politics, but legitimacy is part of politics. Yes. And we've been learned in life to live, to think of ourselves as angels. No. We are ruled for others. Our action on daily basis shows that we are secretly envy what others have. And if there was no police, no military, no security, we will seize what belongs to others, including their children and their wives. That is the nature of human being.
Yeah.
So the regime, through spiritual dogmas, through the education, make people think that they are angel, and they go around looking for truth all over. No, there is no truth that exists until the one you find yourself. What Kamto did, they say he's selfish, but now let me show you how he is not. The boycott, if you listen to Kawala yesterday, she said that a powerful party like the CPP, why is it not partaking in electoral processes? Because after partaking in 2011, she discovered that it was a rigmarole. It was a game whose result is already known. So boycotting is a political language.
So why is Kamto going in for something he already knows? That
the dynamism of your own personal life should help you understand this easily. There are things you said you will not do yesterday that you are doing today.
In a different way.
And nobody questions you about it. I mean, in your private life, there are things you have sworn that you don't want to do it, because when you do it, it rip you off of your energy, it rip you off of your focus, but you find yourself doing them. And the Bible equally talks about it, that God, forgive me for the things I swore that I will not do, that I'm still doing them.
But you don't have
to
give
give perspective to life. Hope is the only thing that keeps us going. If not, we are going to slaughter ourselves. So the dynamism in politics is actually what is steering the country the way you have seen popular. Have you ever asked yourself what it takes to stir that number of people that pull out on the 8th of June? Have you ever out of just guessing, why is it that those who are allegedly speaking the truth, why is it that those who are playing according to the regime way of doing politics, why are they not popular? Why can they not scare the kind of population Kamto scare around? Listen, even if at the end of this process the Constitutional Council says Kamto is not going in, we have lost nothing. And I told you this thing during our last program, that the life I live today, I have accomplished my dream to become a mayor. Getting to the office will only be to consecrate, to make other people happy, without which the process have given me all the joy I'm looking for. And I think Kamto today have that same feeling. Somebody called for 6 billion. Personally, I've sent something that I would have never thought my whole life I would contribute. Today again, I was checking, some other person say 600,000. I cannot mention my own because simply I don't want to call any meeting. You must understand something about life. It goes beyond financial awards. Financial reaping is only a minute rippling effect of what effort can give. And that is really the message of reawakening. We want to make Cameroonian divert from that perspective of everything interest based.
All right. Okay. Let me leave you. What's the motive? What was at the back of the mind for a candidate? This is a classical example.
Yeah, the motive is what we are doing now, talking about it. People are desperate to seek attention. So, and a regime like this doesn't have a lot of work on its table, so they will entertain those kind of things for days, for hours, and that's how we are wasting resources in the country. A busy country like Burkina Faso, where would they take time to be doing this? Meanwhile, people are working. No, we should do fast and wrap up with this regime. They have nothing to offer. They just want to withstand their lifestyle. These guys, there are so many of them. They came in just to seek for attention. At least for 1 week, 2 weeks or so, they will talk about them. They are going to make They will appear on news. They will appear. Some have become famous. They just discovered their comedian profession. There were someone who came and they were saying that the government owed them, so they cannot add money on money. You saw. I mean, when you abroad, you will ask yourself, oh God, what have we done? So Atanganji have played with public speaking conferences until today. When he comes out, nobody even takes him serious because of excessive jokes. When you have power, you must understand that you are already in a position of privilege. So if you abuse it, terrorize people, at the end of the day, they get used to it and you become a clown to them. Yeah, you will send everybody in jail. Then what will you do with the society? See the Northwest and the Southwest that they say they will penalize. They are going to drive everybody broke until we accept the fate that they want to decide for us. We are about 9 years after. Some people celebrate that that we have returned to normalcy, but I smile. Today was Monday. Part of the plan is operating, others are not operating. I'm telling you, my brother, don't blame anybody who appeared there without all the document. No, everything is joke. Then don't forget that most Cameroonians are driving for voting apathy, absenteeism, because this crowd also is a way to tell you that they are not taking these things serious. Yes, read them between the lines and understand the message they are sending to you. That the fact that we already know that you are going to rig the election, we don't even take it serious. So we will come and play our own fun around it, and if there is any money that is going to come somewhere, then we will also grab the money. So there is nothing serious about it. And we are here to say that yes, the evidence is clear. We cannot shy away from the reality of our own country. But if we are not watchful, if we decide to turn our eyes elsewhere, unfortunately we keep paying taxes to these guys every day. It means that they will be draining our pocket for offering us the joke that they are offering. So we better be a watchdog, help those who can take over, whosoever, and let's see how we can put back the country in the right pattern and start working towards development, where we can now sit and talk about progress, not laughing stock like the one we are talking now.
All right. Now let me.
Erasmus, you are totally correct. Even in our house, we have different rooms for different purposes. Yeah, you just imagine you go into the kitchen to ease yourself. But now, in desperate moment, there are things you will do that you never thought you could do it. So why don't you consider that our country have come to a point where we should squeeze time, even where we're not supposed to be talking about politics, and try to talk about it. That's just what I wanted to add.
All right. God, without action,
people
it is
appreciate
important.
The United States of America, but they don't understand that that country is based on faith. I mean, when they talk of religion, United States of America is one of the greatest countries in the world that have known religion. And these freedom fighters like Martin Luther King, you could also name Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
They were all
was a Muslim,
spiritual leaders.
Yes, Malcolm X was a Muslim faith preacher as well, a fighter, an activist. So
they were confronted with racism, where the people of the United States they say that they are one people, but in the practice there is white domination. So when they were confronted to this, they started reading the story of their fathers and saw that this all stemmed from slave trade, where the white race see itself as a superior race to the black race, to people of colors. And up to today, that reality is still in America. So I'm trying to tell you that we must see ourselves in the image of Jesus Christ. No, we have a mission on earth. We are not come for tourism on earth. We have a mission, and that mission is not to live the entire life. Jesus died at 33. Nobody ever questioned his leadership. 2,000 years away from that, we are talking about him today. We have built churches on his name. What have you done, Erastus, that if God call you today
for the people of Cameroon who are perishing under a poor leadership. What have you done? That is the question God is asking you today.
All right. I guess he has gotten you clearly and is going to do something about it. So don't be worried. Spiritually, you can get all the content here. And when he lost, he
came out third.
He came out third, then went to Parliament.
Yes,
so he's an honorable now.
He took advantage of the 2020 polls,
which was the first time he went to the polls.
Today he has 5 MPs and 217 councillors.
I think it's an inspirational story.
Yes, in terms of but you know, politics is complicated. In terms of daring, yes, I think in terms of daring, you should be age mate to 24. Yes, if we were that daring, we should have been vying in. So we chose to run under other political parties because we were not as daring as Kabal Libi.
When I say we,
and you should know that.
Who is we here now?
I mean, we should be around 40, all of us here.
So all of us run for the president?
No, I'm just trying to say that this young man have singled out himself, but there's a caution to say that the way he got his 30 million the very first time, up to date have a question mark. Because other young people like this year have tried to use the same ramification, it hasn't worked. And within the 7 last year, people have shown up in CPDM trying to remind him that truly they contributed in a significant way to influence his decision. So that is why I say we should be very meticulous when we are hearing people that, oh, he's a young person, he survived. But this is a young man. If he was truly the voice of the people for the past 7 years, Cameroonians have no problem of electricity. He one time got up that was to protest, and the very people I'm trying to tell you that reminded him his background, he gave up. I will never forget, before the election that was postponed this year, the election was supposed to take place this year, the president of the age woman, Madame Fege of the parliament, made a powerful speech. Kabal Libi could not stand that speech. He went back and insulted that woman on the platform.
No, you cannot.
If I'm lying,
you cannot.
If I'm lying,
you cannot.
His followers are following me. They should take me to ground. So I'm just trying to tell you that when the path is not clean, it's going to catch up with you in the future.
All right. So let us go back to where we ended. I think kindness was there. Let's go back to Kabal Libi so that we can continue from there. But what you see, yes, Kabal Libi there is a member of parliament, an honorable member of parliament. He's going to be going in for this election for the 2nd time in the history of this country. Let's see if we can get the next. And his party is the PCRN. Zipan. Yes, this two. I think it's. I don't know.
He was part of the team that together they were working for a reform on the electoral code. Unfortunately, there were 7 of them, including Prince Ekoso. So 5 already. I mean 6 already. Yes.
Working on the reform.
Yeah, they had a group.
Assigned by who?
Even SDF. Even SDF was part of the group.
Political parties, including Prince Ekoso, Kamto, Joshua Osi, Madame Tamaino, and yeah.
Yes.
So they were.
So the comment I want to make is that all of them passed.
They were proposing that,
and only Kamto was left back. Then none of them had the courtesy to write to Kamto to say that, well, brother.
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet.
You not give me a chance to express myself.
No, don't go there yet.
I think we agreed here that.
Don't go there because it is not necessary whether they wrote or not. What is important is that the Constitutional Council is still open, and this is why we are educating Cameroonians. You're using this platform to educate Cameroonians. That is still open for those who have cases. So you are telling us that if we are seated here together and somebody comes in here and slap me, you will not get up and ask the person about what is the issue? There could be a reason.
At least there should be courtesy.
Let's continue from that. We are doing education. We are doing education. Right. We are not doing any form of anarchy on this platform. So let's continue from where we stopped with Hilar. Is this Zipan Hilar? Now we are with Hermine Patricia.
The only woman?
Yes, she's the only woman retained by Elecam. And we had about 4 women on the initial list. But it appeared the other 3 were independent candidates were not much serious.
The comment I want to make about gender and politics is that you should see those who are leading influencers on social media. They are mostly women. You should see those who are leading powerful followers on social medias. They are mostly women. But when it comes to power management, why are they drifting back? I will give my own suggestion. My answer is that things that require thorough thinking does not like a lot of noise, and this should go to those who want education. If you are doing everything and just wanting hand clapping, you might likely never achieve power. Power like quietness, time to think. It's not necessarily about having money.
But that is the strategy ahead of state assist, no? He's quiet, calm, composed, and he's thinking.
Good.
That's why he's in power.
So you might have said that, but why is Kamto not also quiet?
Why is Kamto not quiet? Your Kamto
no,
is not
Kamto
quiet.
is very quiet.
All right, let's take on another candidate if we can have, if our producers can make it possible for us. Yes, Hermine, we say she's the only female on that list. We have Kwemo Pierre. It's another. I think he's coming. This is the first time.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Singly, he has taken over Onkam.
Okay.
In the West
From
region.
the West region.
He's been managing a council there for more than 3 mandates now. He was a previous SDF member, and he was even vice president at the parliament. This man like that. In the days, he has been in politics since 1992, winning successively.
So it's
in sport also, he was a leader until Samuel Eto'o came in with UMS. He has won the Cameroon title, if not once or twice.
Okay.
He's a powerful guy.
All right, let's go to the next, if we can. This is Serge Matomba.
Yeah, he's a senior councillor in the urban council in Douala.
One of the young candidates.
No, he was young in 2000. He was 39 in 2018. So today,
he's still young.
No, he has
He's
gone
not
far.
up to 40. He's
above 45.
He's not up to 50.
Yes.
This one a young candidate too.
Of course, he is. He's a young
Joshua is
candidate.
above 50.
He's in his 50s, and I don't think that 50 is such an old age. Well, you see, when we talk about age, we are talking, when we have concern about age, we have concern when it has gotten to the stage that
the petitions from those who feel like they are being rejected, the 70 others who have been rejected.
14 coming in this studio. 14 had
already petitioned and more. Now we have one which is boiling. I want to give you just 1 minute to comment on this, but this is the case of Manidem. What has been explained to us is that there's a difference between multiplicity of candidates and multiple candidates.
Will rule against Manidem.
As you any last word about
give me
that?
last word when the case is on me.
We are out of time.
You give my time to for talking about things he does not matter. Listen, let me say.
Yes, you must say in 2 minutes.
Before the publication of this list, Atanganji and his clique have already shown that they have no interest to see Kamto.
No, let me
talk.
Stick to the text.
G4 have all the reason not to see MRC.
No, I said.
And I understand him.
No, I said. We are
just watch name below the belly, and that's how we agree as gentlemen not to do. But you see him. If they have given me that 30 seconds, I would have been done.
Yes, go on.
So he changed the website, the Minag website, changed the name of Anise Kane to that of Dieudonné Yebda, changed the Secretary General until one Mr. Jean Mevois had to come up to denounce that his name had been unjustly put under the leadership of Mr. Dieudonné Yebda. Meanwhile, his concern was never sought. So because of that, they sent people to go and harass him. He had a house persecution. That is not all. Akanganji have run so many conferences within which he kept insisting that Kamto himself declared that he cannot vie in for election, as if there was not a possibility to take another political party. Listen, Jode, I've told you that the real success have been achieved for it. It's the fact that we're talking about it. And I don't know why the SDF is so afraid of the MRC or even the CPT.
No, that's not what we were.
My brother agree.
Please, okay, our time is up.
I am sticking to facts.
It's okay. Before our time is up. Okay, our time is up. No, what we are trying to do is political education. And if you are citing to me, like Ndifo is explaining that two parties, that two parties are not supposed to. Well,
what do you make of the proceedings?
The case is going to the Constitutional Council.
Then he was talking as a judge. You gave him the floor to talk as a judge.
He was giving.
I was giving you the possible. I get the possible scenario.
Okay. No, let's end.
No, I get the scenario. I get the possibility of the scenarios.
Gentlemen, thank you.
I do not take any decision.
Thank you. Our time is up. Our time is up. Let me read. Cyril, come on. Our time is up. Let me